Discipline is something that you have to consistently work on. You have the discipline inside of you. You have all the tools inside of you. You just have to use them. You can do anything. If I want to go to class and it's $500, no one else is going to give it to me. How am I going to discipline myself to save that money in order? And ask yourself, if I want to stay in the bed today, is that going to help me towards my goals? If that's me being disciplined with myself, because at the end of the day, you're the only person that you have to answer to.
Hey, everyone. This is Whitney. Welcome to Granny's Couch Podcast. Today we have the Outrageous Beauty.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I am doing awesome and amazing. How are you?
I am doing well.
Awesome.
We have the Outrageous Beauty here. Today on my podcast, I would let everyone know that about Granny's Couch, just a little bit information about Granny's Couch Podcast. I want my guests to feel comfortable. I want them to relax. I want them to enjoy their time being here. Some people think that when they heard of Granny's Couch, they thought that we was going to be really on my grandmother's couch. And we're not being on Dora's couch today. We're not today. But I want to give the essence of memories, laughter, funniness, just all of the things above. So today's topic is how to stay disciplined. Mm-hmm. And I know the Outrageous Beauty is very smart, very intelligent. Thank you. She's 35, y'all. She's 35, wink, wink. She's 35. So it's just good to get an oldest person perspective on how to stay disciplined. Mm-hmm. I think so. Mm-hmm. And just understand, like, from a younger standpoint also, just to make sure that we're both on the same page. And, you could be with the older audience as well as the younger audience. Sometimes I feel like the younger audience don't really listen as much.
They do. I think it's just in the deliverance of how you give it to them.
Right. Yeah, I listen.
Yes, you do. You do.
So where do you see yourself with being disciplined?
Discipline is something that you have to consistently work on. So right now I'm shifting and it's a struggle because I'm 35, wink, wink. But I'm going into my 40s. So it's a total different type of discipline because my body is changing, things are changing. And so it's just a different level. So right now I'm kind of finding my new path in discipline.
Right. So do you have like any bad habits that you're trying to stay away from when thinking about staying disciplined?
Not per se bad habits, but just things that I want to do better with.
Like stand on schedule?
Like making sure I get to my appointments, making sure that I hit all my deadlines, just making sure I take time for myself, because you still have to be disciplined in every area of your life, not just with work and everything. You got to be disciplined with yourself to make sure you take care of you before anything else.
So taking care of you, do you mean like with your mental health?
Yes, mental health is a big thing for me. So yes, taking care of yourself, whether it's solo trips, because I love solo trips, whether it's going to the spa, whether it's getting your nails done, anything that makes you sure that you get your health where you need it to be.
Okay, so when you're going on your solo trip, because you're going on one soon, happy birthday! Happy birthday! You're 35 again. 35 again.
Yes.
Do you feel like with like dealing with your mental health, do you feel like you just need to like get away from everything? Like with staying disciplined, do you like write things down? Like
with staying disciplined, I do journal. I do have a calendar. I have a system for myself where it is each day I have a different thing that I do. And I learned that from an older woman who ran several businesses, and she always made sure to have a disciplined schedule to take care of herself, take care of her business, and everything runs smoothly. So, for instance, I have self-care Sunday, mental health Monday, and those days I strategically and is disciplined to do those specific things those days to make sure. Now, don't get me wrong, you can mix and match them days, but those days, when it comes, it'd be like, okay, I got to do this self-care stuff. Have I done it? Have I not done it? So it's like a check-in for myself.
And when you do a check-in, because I know when I'm trying to deal with discipline, I have like a hard, just time staying disciplined only because I have a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So with discipline, like how do you keep yourself motivated? Because sometimes I have those days where I'm like, I don't feel like, being disciplined. I don't feel like writing in my calendar for like school and things like that. So what can you give me to like stay motivated with keep pushing on?
Besides motivating yourself, playlists are very good. If you listen to it and it helps you motivate you, get you in the mood. Um, Having an accountability partner is really, really good. Just someone you can bounce ideas off. And if you're not feeling like, hey, I don't feel like doing it today, they can be like, well, you know your goals. You know what we're trying to do, what you're trying to do. And ask yourself, if I want to stay in the bed today, is that going to help me towards my goals? If that's me being disciplined with myself, because at the end of the day, you're the only person that you have to answer to when you don't get towards your goals and dreams if you're not disciplined enough to do what you need to do for them.
Okay. And what about Miss Outrageous Beauty's self growth and discipline? Because I know you have to have some type of growth in order
Mm-hmm.
to recognize what are you doing wrong with disciplining yourself.
Right.
So what do you do for your self growth?
For me, I read. I read books on self development. I read books on how to understand yourself better. I also do seminars and I ask myself a bunch of questions. At the end of the day, you have to spend time with yourself and to know who you are in order to discipline yourself. You can't be disciplined if you don't know what you're trying to do or what you want to do.
And what about the people that don't know what they want to do?
The people who don't know what they want to do, the best thing I can tell you is to try anything. Try everything. If you want to be a real estate agent, it's up to you to say, okay, I want to be a real estate agent. What do I need to do? How do I need to discipline myself? If I want to go to class and it's $500, no one else is going to give it to me. How am I going to discipline myself to save that money in order? It has to be something that you really want to do for yourself that is going to motivate you. And if you don't have that, you can always go. It's tons of organizations and groups that are willing to help one another, and like the social pods that people can work together and all that good stuff. So it's several things to get into a group that like-minded people, go networking, a lot of different things that you can get into, because sometimes our friends and family are not always in the same fields as us.
Right, right.
So it's good to get out and network. It's good to find like-minded people that can help motivate you, that can help push you. And always get a mentor. I tell everybody, mentors are amazing.
Oh, they are, yes. They definitely are if you're trying to look up to someone or you don't have any guidance.
Right, right.
So let's tap into something, the outrageous beauty.
Yeah.
Since you're 35, right? What can you say to the younger?
Well, we can go ahead and put my age really out there because I'm proud to say I'm 40.
Put it on out there. Put it on out there.
I'm 40. I'm 40.
I know that's right. And happy birthday.
Yes,
yeah,
and I'll be 41 on the 30th.
I know that's right. So what can you say to the younger, the outrageous beauty versus the outrageous beauty that's turning 41 next week?
The young
self-discipline.
Stay focused. You have the discipline inside of you. You have all the tools inside of you. You just have to use them. And sometimes the world gets heavy and gets hard, but if you look back into yourself and take time for yourself, you can do anything.
And do you feel like when you were younger, you wasn't really focused on what you needed to be focused on? Like going to college and listening to what like everyone else have to say. Do you feel like that played a part with like self-discipline?
I don't think that played a part in self-discipline. I believe that everybody has their own path, and so you have to figure out what your path is. And you have to make the decision. Life is all about experiences and making decisions, no right or wrong, just learning from your experiences. So like going to college and things, I did try it out, but I learned from the experience. It wasn't necessarily 100% for me. So yeah.
And I know you have kids, right? We
I
know
do have
we know.
kids.
Shout out to your beautiful brown kids.
Yes, yes.
And
yes.
I know that you talk to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you tell them on like staying disciplined, like tips on staying disciplined? When, because you know you have a daughter that's doing all these different beautiful
Mm-hmm.
things, and then you have your son who's he's still young, but he's still trying to find himself. So if you was to sit both of them in a different room together, because one is 19 and then the other one is 14, right?
15.
15. So what would you tell them because they're in two different lanes? What would you tell both of them separately?
Separately, I would
Yes.
tell my son, because he's just getting into this journey of teenagering, um, and change, that the discipline that you need will take you far.
Right.
Like, if you want these good grades, if you want to do these sports, you have to have discipline. And what I mean by discipline, you got to go to class every day. You got to pay attention. You have to read, even the things you don't like. So I need you to make sure that you're focused and paying attention. Now, for my 19-year-old, she came up with the young outrageous beauty and with me, so she's seen me in go mode and stuff like that. So with her, I just encourage her to continue to do what she's doing. She writes her notes down. Because our brain can't hold everything. It's
Right.
okay to write things down. It's good to have journals and go back and read them and go back and check in with yourself monthly to make sure you're on your path.
Okay. So how often do you procrastinate?
I can say I procrastinate daily.
And do you think that affects you being disciplined?
No, because I feel as though I'm human and I'm not going to be able to get everything done in a day. And it's okay. So I do make checklists, and if I get at least 3 to 5 things done, I'm like, okay, what did I procrastinate about? So it's a daily check-in. So being disciplined is not something that you figure out and it's okay, you do it. No, it's something you work on every single day to be disciplined, to make sure you get up and do this. Yes, you don't want to do it, but you have to do it. Because at the end of the day, the results are going to be amazing.
Are they going to be amazing?
They're going to be awesome and amazing.
They're going to be super amazing.
Yes, awesome.
So, Miss The Outrageous Beauty, how hard do you resist temptation with staying disciplined?
It's not hard for me. It's not hard for me to resist temptation. For anything, because I know what my purpose is, I know what I'm focused on, and I know what I want. So if it's not aligned with what I need or what I want or what I'm gearing towards and working towards, I'm disciplined enough to say no. Because at the end of the day, I'm a thinker. So
are you an overthinker?
Not an overthinker, but I'm a thinker to the point where any situation I have to observe and think about it before agreeing to it or doing it or saying it. Even like food. If I know I'm trying to lose weight, do I have the discipline to not eat that cupcake?
Do you?
Yes.
Because you're going to be going to the gym.
But even still, even if I eat the cupcake, I'm disciplined enough to know, okay, I won't have something else later on that day. So discipline is not always depriving yourself of certain things. Discipline is knowing how much you can take sometimes, how much you can put out sometimes. So discipline also goes in with your energy. If you can discipline enough to cover your energy and keep your energy to yourself or sharing it with other people. Right. So it's an everyday thing, and it's not, you shouldn't beat yourself up about it if you fall off the wagon, because we're human.
So you saying that you say no every single time?
No, I don't say
so you
no
don't think
every
no
single
is necessary?
Time. No is necessary. No is an awesome and amazing word. But even if you say no and still fall into temptation, because you can say no and still fall into temptation. You still have to check in with yourself and say, hey, how did it make me feel? Do I accept myself? Because it comes down to, you don't want to beat yourself up for not being disciplined, because then you can go down a whole nother rabbit hole, and you don't want to. So you got to accept what you did, okay, and keep it moving.
And then you stick with your commitments.
Yeah.
How do you stick with them, Miss The Outrageous Beauty?
How do I stick with my commitments? When you mean commitments, do you mean commitments to myself
Commitments
or
to
others?
yourself, your mental health.
Um, it's a struggle because I'm an empath and I'm a giver. So I'm used to
You're an
giving.
enabler.
Not an enabler. I'm a giver. So I give my energy and my information
Right.
and my services. But I realize with my self care, mental health, I have to make sure that I take time for that. So I am committed to that because I know it'll make me stronger. It'll make me live longer. It'll make me healthier. So I'm always going to be committed to myself and bettering myself because who else is going to do it?
Nobody but God.
Yeah.
So how long do you stay committed to yourself? Like, is there like a time limit on it, or you just keep going?
I'm always gonna be committed to myself.
You don't think you stray away from like, oh, I don't feel like doing this today, or like I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like doing the goals that I need to like achieve.
That's what I have certain days for. So my self care Sundays is to make sure that I take care of self. I make sure I de-stress. My mental health Mondays are to take care of my mental health. So if I need to write and I need to get things out of my head, if I need to listen to certain things or things of that nature, Tuesdays is Talk Tuesday. So I talk to people. I do different things.
You're a jack of all trades, huh?
Yes. But this is the thing that I do. I break it down for myself. That way it keeps me organized. It keeps me disciplined. And it does, I do what works for me because it helps me to have an easier week, an easier day. And if things arise, it's not too chaotic.
Okay, you got everything all figured out.
I try.
Tell me, it wasn't always easy.
It's not always easy. And just like every day is a different day, just like with organize their life, organize your life. Now you have this child, now you have this business, now you have this schooling, now you have work. So it's called balance and juggling, and the things that mean the most to you, you're going to commit to and you're going to take care of and you're going to make sure of.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Now, what are some areas that you think that you need to work on disciplining yourself?
That is a good question.
I know, right? You wasn't gonna think about that.
That is a good question.
I know, right? You wasn't gonna think about that, was you? Was you?
Some areas I miss showing up for myself.
Aw.
I show up for everyone else.
This is real, people. This is real. This is real life things.
Yeah.
This is not made up.
I show up for everybody else, and I don't show up for me in the spotlight, in the limelight, and not even that. Just out. I don't show up for me in the spotlight, in the limelight, and not even that. Just out in general because I enjoy helping others, enjoy uplifting others, and supporting others. My business is going to flourish, and I think it's going to flourish. Supporting others, my business is going to flourish, and I think it's going to flourish regardless, but I just don't always.
2024.
2024.
New year, new year.
Yeah, it's 41 and fun.
I know that's right.
So I am putting myself first in a lot of things, and not to be arrogant or nothing about it, but I tell everybody, it's only one me. It's only one you. Why not? Why not think I'm the bee's knees? Because I know I am the bee's knees. Why not? Why not think I'm the grandmother's word?
Shout out to her. Shout out to her. All
It's my
right,
grandmother's word. It's my grandmother's word that I struggle with, and I think that's one thing I've been working on and noticing. Just with my presence, like on social media and things of that nature.
Yeah, because you're not on social media right now.
No, I took a little break.
And it's always good to take breaks, people.
Yes, it's great to take
always
breaks
great
from
to take
social
breaks.
media because social media is just that.
And it's always good to take breaks, people.
Yes, it's great to take
always
breaks
great
from
to take
social
breaks.
media because social media is just that social, being socialized. It's just to not have a lot interactions. I love people. I love being around people, but sometimes you just need that energy break because people are a lot of energy.
They will suck the energy right on out.
They will if you allow them. But that's when you have to have discipline and know, you know what, this situation is not working or this is not working. Let me step back. And that's okay to step back. It's okay to, because sometimes things are shown to you of where you can be and then it's taken away. So it's fine to be step back, figure out what happened, and keep it moving. It ain't no point of dwelling in the things that just didn't work.
Ain't no point in dwelling on things that
No.
did not work. I
Ain't no point.
say it one more time so
Ain't
they
no
can hear
point
from in the
of
back.
dwelling in things that don't work.
I know
Just
that's right.
keep it moving.
So, Miss the Outrageous Beauty, I'm
Yes.
gonna keep calling it all night.
Thank you.
I keep calling it all night long. Is there someone preventing you from being disciplined as of right now? Like, is it someone that's like getting to you, that's stopping you from focusing?
The only person that can stop me is me.
And God. Focusing.
The only person that can stop me is me.
And God.
God, yes. But no, but I say and God, yes, because God wouldn't prevent me from, and he'll be quiet when I'm not listening.
Oh, he'll be quiet.
He'll be
He's not going.
No.
He's not gonna snatch you back. To listen. Listen.
But I think the only person that can stop me from being disciplined is me. It's no one else. It's no one that can. And that's another thing that I tell my children, and one thing that my dad instilled into me. He didn't say it the same way, but
What he say? What he say? You remember it, don't you?
Oh, I remember.
You probably remember backwards.
But he basically said the world don't owe you nothing. Nobody owes you anything. Anything that you want and you desire, you have to get. You have to work towards. You are in control of that. So whether you want to be a rhinoceros, you can be a rhinoceros. Because I walk around every day and people know I am a human zebra.
She wear them stripes like it ain't no
human
tomorrow. You think she camouflaged the way she wear them,
sure,
the way she
sure
wear them
will.
stripes.
Sure will. I
Everything
show
is
my
stripes, yeah.
I show my stripes.
And she'll kick you when it's necessary. So watch on out. Watch on out. You by the water, she by the water. She gonna hit you where it hurt. But okay, so there.
Yeah. I can't with you.
She going, yeah. She going to get you when you by that water. The alligator, she going to get you. She going to get you all right. I swear, have y'all ever seen like a zebra and like somebody fight? The zebras always win.
Yeah,
Zebras always win.
We do.
Get you right where it hurt.
But yeah, so it's just at the end of the day, that's stuck in me. And I think the era that I grew up in just taught us and encouraged us to be our own person, encouraged us to be disciplined and to go after what we wanted.
Okay. And your younger days are way different from ours. Your generation is way different. It's way different with disciplining.
It's very different with disciplining. When I grew up in the 90s and the 80s,
You actually put that in here?
yes, 90s and 80s, we had more structure. And it wasn't more so of discipline. We had more respect. And respect and discipline kind of goes together. Because if I respect you, you can discipline me. But if I don't respect you, I'm not going to listen to you discipline me. So back then, we had a lot of just respect, kindness, and it taught us how to deal with each other, how to interact with each other. And it gave us structure. So the structure was our discipline. So it's totally different now because now it's more of
these kids don't.
The children have a voice. And not to say that we didn't have a voice, but it wasn't overshadowing the people who are the adults who have been here,
longer,
who know and experienced it.
It's like you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah. And even though they say they couldn't tell us nothing either.
God was scared.
But
yo, I don't know what I'm in this generation, but I don't know what these kids Now, like, they're not scared of adults.
No.
And I don't know if it's from, like, social media. I don't know if it's from, like, being a frontliner. I don't know. I really don't know where it's from, where these kids...
It's a multitude of different things. And just like with I was growing up, we didn't have social media. We didn't have cell phones. We had, when the cell phones and computers was coming up, they taught us... It's funny because it was just coming up. I'm older than Google. I'm older than Google. Than Google.
I know that's right, Google. You young.
But like, it's just a different ways in school and parenting. It's a lot of, not to say a lot of our parenting, everybody is trying to figure it out. And that's what I realized becoming an adult. Every day, even at my age, I'm still trying to figure it out. When you figure something out that works for you, okay, it works, then the world changes. Then the atmosphere changes. Then your children change. Then you change. Then whatever. So you got to find different disciplines on how to work with yourself. It ain't easy.
It's not.
Tell you.
So are there any bad habits that be getting in your way? And we're not talking about...
tipping on these bad habits.
I just, just making sure we don't have no bad habits, but that you've been meaning to break, if I can put it like that. That you've been meaning to break.
I think the only habit that I am strongly focusing on, is financial freedom. So it's not a habit, but it's something that I'm working on to get better at. So with my finances and everything I did, now I have a finance coach.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I know that's right.
Because again, having someone who's more experienced in certain things, it's not a bad thing. We should be here trying to help each other and aid each other. So I have a finance coach because I want to get to a certain level in my finances. So I think that's the only, it's not a bad habit. It's just one of my spots that I know am not the strongest at as far as when it comes to stocks and bonds and savings and all of those type of things. I want to get better at those to live more wealthy, to accumulate more money, to get bigger and better things.
So you're just trying to wake up and not have to work and just accumulate money while you sleep, huh?
Baby, I've been doing that for years.
I tricked her up on that because I just want to let y'all know she over here living rich, low key. She over here living rich. You know?
I am rich in the essence of me.
Yeah, I mean, you are.
So
your spirit is
rich.
You're living beautiful. That's rich.
Yes, you're supposed to live rich at all times.
Okay. So, for the audience that's watching us today, is there anything that you can give them? Any tips?
On discipline.
Tips on discipline. Because I know being consistent is like a huge one to me.
Yeah.
Like being, because if you're consistent enough to get everything together and do like a daily routine, I feel like being disciplined is like very successful. So what do you think?
The tips that I can give is don't be hard on yourself, because that's one thing that we all do. Don't be hard on yourself. Create a schedule for yourself.
Oh my God, yes, create
a schedule.
Because I have yet to use my scheduler.
Whether it's, even if you're in high school and you only go to school, this time is I'm at school, 1 to 2 hours, I sleep or whatever. But create a schedule and create a habit. And then, but the thing is, you have to go back and revisit them. You have to look at them. You can't say, all right, I'm going to check all this out and whatever. And then you don't go back and see if you kept track of it. Because like for certain things, for scheduling, if you do a schedule, you need to go back and say, hey, did that work for me this week? Did that work for me this week or whatever? So it's going back and doing all that. So creating a schedule is one thing. I always say get an accountability partner. Whether it's your friend, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your sister, whether it's your mom, even whether it's yourself. You can be your own accountability partner if you don't have anybody.
And taking accountability.
Taking accountability for yourself is a big, big thing. So you can write in once a week even if this person don't know that they're your accountability partner, because sometimes that scares people because it's too much.
Right.
So you could say, you know what, I'm going to call my aunt every Sunday. So that's holding you accountable for calling her to check in with her, to just share some stuff with her, let her know what you're doing. And that's also checking in with yourself, saying, okay, I have successfully did this stuff. So having an accountability partner, creating a schedule for yourself, and I would say journaling. Journaling is very important.
I just was telling people about I swear, I put this on my mom. I just was telling people about journaling. Like, I have a journal and it works. Like,
yes.
I swear to God, I talk to myself all the time. Well, I think out loud. But journaling and then like going back and see how far you became. And like, oh, I said I was going to do this and now I swear, y'all need to get a journal. $5, $6 at Walmart, Target.
$18 on Amazon.
Thank
I have
you.
a journal called Hey Sis, You Got This.
Hit it one more time.
Hey Sis, You Got This
I know,
on Amazon.
Hey Sis, You Got This.
It's a 30-day journal. I'm sorry.
I swear to God, like journaling works.
Yes, it really, really works. And people think you're just talking to yourself or what. No, even if you wrote down today and wrote down that pizza was disgusting. I feel like blah. At least you got it out your head. It's not floating around. You can't overthink. It can't do none of that. And then when you go back, like you said, you go back and see, well, this day I was feeling like that, but that day I was feeling like that. Well, what happened? And you could transpire. Because a lot of people with journaling could figure out when they have seasonal depression, when certain triggers happen around the certain times of the year. Or certain
and know your triggers.
Yes, know your triggers.
Know them triggers.
Know those triggers. So yes, journaling is a really big thing that I suggest people to do. So the 3 things that I can give y'all is journaling, scheduling, and an accountability partner.
And one more thing, you guys. Celebrate your accomplishments.
Yes!
I don't care if it's walking for 2 minutes a day, going to the gym, feeling good about yourself, just even waking up and just going somewhere. And just doing self-care, but celebrate your accomplishments, whether someone don't believe in your accomplishments or not. You believe in your accomplishments. The Outrageous Beauty believe in your accomplishments. Miss Whitney believe in your accomplishments. And the number one person that believe in your accomplishments and they want you to celebrate it is the man upstairs.
Yes.
Is the man upstairs. And also, like the Outrageous Beauty was saying, keep growing.
Yes.
And expanding.
Yes.
Because when you grow, you feel good.
Yes, you do.
And when you feel good,
you look good.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this up. You guys know that it is called Granny's Couch, and I don't want to take it away from anybody's grandmother, anybody that's going through anything or lost their grandmother or still have their grandmother, which I do. Shout out to Lord Dora. If your grandmother could have anything to say, it don't have to be on like self-discipline. Mm-hmm. If you could remember anything that your grandmother like gave to you, like words of wisdom, you know, kind words, what would she say? Yeah, think about it. I know she got some good stuff because your mother got some good stuff.
What would she say? She would just say, bless your heart. That is amazing. I'm telling you.
I swear, I know she'd probably say that too.
She would say, bless your heart. That is nice.
And what Dora would say is pay attention. Because I swear she told me this all the time, pay attention. And I feel like that goes well with self-discipline.
Yes, it is.
And tips on how to be self-disciplined. So until we meet you guys again, I am Whitney.
And I am the Outrageous Beauty.
And where we at, the Outrageous Beauty? Where we at? We at Granny's Couch out here. We out.